Welcome to another episode of Exploring the Vintage NFT Space podcast with Zero G. Today, I'm excited to have back with me Blackstar, owner and moderator of NFT Relics. Thanks for joining me today.
Hello, Zero G. How are you? I'm very
Oh
glad
man,
to be back.
it's been quite a it's been about I think about a year. It's been kind of a bumpy year for both in IRL and also in the online space. A lot of stuff to talk about, and anyway, always looking forward to enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, it is. It has been a while, and we're at a very unexpected time,
Hmm.
right? We are
Yes.
meeting at a very pivotal time in crypto and in NFTs and also the world. Like everything is at a very interesting point, right? It's not as how we have imagined the last
Hmm.
time we spoke, and yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, we've had on the it's been interesting. Um, I've been obsessively collecting nonstop since we talked last time, and I reached a huge achievement for myself, which was getting the full set of Spells of Genesis cards this year, which I never even planned to do, but I don't know, stars aligned, and I was able to pull that off. Um, it's been the market's been a lot different than I think both of us kind of suspected. Um, both in NFTs and crypto. I mean, I kind of suspected that the IRL economy might be weak, but um, what I've come to, um, I've been getting more back into like trying to understand and follow the bigger economic trends and the realities of the economy, and I've come to believe that we're going to see a savage uh, correction in normal markets that will probably bleed into crypto markets next year, and uh, and so I would expect we'll probably get a big, like, global central banks are going to start printing money, and that will probably ignite the real bull run in crypto at that point.
Yeah, it is. I congratulate you to your achievement on all the Spells of Genesis cards.
No, thank you.
That's a very ambitious task to have completed, and I'm very envious. Yeah, but it is. I mean, typically, or in history, or in the past, we always had like this cycle of 4 years, right? This had it had been the case several times before, or rather all the times before, and now we see that it is like Bitcoin made new all-time highs, but it has been in the same range for over a year now.
Hmm.
And Ethereum also made all-time high, but very slightly, and they are both hovering at, I think the Bitcoin is at 90 to 100K, and Ethereum is at 3,000 to 4,000. And everyone expected that that 2025 was like, okay, this is going to be the year where we see um, altcoins going up and everyone being in no sleep mode, right? No sleep season, where every day there is a new big opportunity coming, but it hasn't been the case, right? This was not what we expected, and a lot of people there. Right now, there are two kinds of people on crypto Twitter, which is like one of the main, I would say, um, cesspools of opinions, right? But we have like the majority of people. They say the bull run is over, right? They really think bull run is over. There is no alt season. It's just the way it is now, right? And the other people, and those people are like the people that have experienced the bull run, they say no, this is still pre-bull, right? We had some opportunities here and there, isolated cases, but we never had a true flow of liquidity going into alts. There are some exceptions like Zcash,
Yeah.
right, or Zcoin, Zcoin or
Zcash.
Zcash, yeah, which like I don't know 10x in
Yeah,
in 3 weeks or something.
and that feels like BS to me because there's legitimate concerns about Zcash. Like I used to be in I mined a little bit of Zcash back in the day, and I used to own some, and um, there's legitimate issues, or with Zcash. One being that um, well, if you care about it, it's not really decentralized. They were supposed to have what, like a 4-year fee that would go to the economic development fund that they'd spend on development, but they just keep kicking the can, and it keeps being reapproved. It I know they were talking about moving towards a new universal address format that would basically make privacy by default, but I haven't checked in a while. But that was also one of the main criticisms. Like there was a paper written several years ago where they were able to deduce the personal addresses of that Zcash Foundation and a bunch of the founders, because there's so little of the traffic in the Zcash block space was using the privacy features. It was like 99% people were just clear text because it was by default. So
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, for me, and for some reason, like it. Of course, it's coordinated, right?
mhm, yeah,
And the fact that it's not private by default. If it's not private by default, it's not private, right?
that's right.
You can
And
see,
another
yeah,
great, like to me, the market really sets, um, like when it comes to privacy, where privacy is really is life and death. Darknet markets.
yeah,
No one accepts Zcash. Like
no,
it's Monero only. Monero has become
yeah,
the de
yeah,
facto
yeah,
currency of the darknet markets,
yeah, yeah,
for a reason.
yeah, and for some while also.
Yes,
So it's nothing new. It has been for the last several years actually. So nobody's using Bitcoin anymore. It's all Monero, and Monero is where legislation tries to actually attack it, right?
exactly.
It gets delisted, it's get delisted,
Exactly.
and
There's a
yeah,
there's a there's a quote by I think it might be Zuko, but or if not Zuko, one of the main guys of Zcash, basically stating, paraphrasing, is that we wouldn't rule out working with law enforcement or something to blah blah blah, right?
yeah,
So like I think there's should be legitimate skepticism of Zcash for that reason alone. I
yeah.
mean,
It's yeah, but I mean now some people they talk about paradigm shift or Zcash is going to blah blah blah. It's just a coordinated pump, right? It will
yeah,
dump just the same way.
the market has
Just the
proven
way it
that
is.
for actual crypto payments, the majority of the market doesn't care and use it, right?
Yeah,
It's only for
yeah,
these
yeah,
niche use cases like um darknet markets, which I think are is a legitimate use case, but
yeah,
normies really don't care about privacy. They don't.
yeah. They don't. And yeah, but it's interesting, right? It's interesting to observe it. I personally, I I don't want to have crypto on centralized exchanges, right? So it is. I don't care if it pumps 10 times from here, and I don't think that I missed the boat in anything. It's just yeah, I'm happy for everyone that maybe did made some money, but yeah, I think we are now at max capitulation,
Yeah.
and because my whole timeline for the last, I would say, 4 days has been only like, uh, yeah, doom, right? It's
Mhm.
over, it's over. Oh no, blah blah blah. People are fighting. People are saying, no, what are you talking about? How can you say that all season is coming, right? And for me, and for you, and I think for the majority of Relics members, long-time Relics members, they know that this is the shakeout, right? This is probably the shakeout before the run. So I don't have doubts in my mind that it's actually over, because the majority in markets is always wrong.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always
It's
it's
that old
always they're
adage that,
always wrong. Yeah.
yeah, it's the old adage that the market basically tries to inflict max pain, essentially.
Yes, yes. And shake everyone out, right?
Yeah.
All the disbelievers. They all have to go out. And the institutions they are buying right now, right?
Hmm.
They're not buying for 2.5x of what we have, right? They are buying now
Hmm.
because they know what's coming, right? They don't buy the top, obviously. So it is, it's amusing, and it's also, for me it's not concerning. And a lot of people, like, we lost some people on the way in Relics, right? I know
Yeah.
some people that capitulated. I mean, we're only how many, 1% active community members out of the 3,000.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it is, people, they are just inactive, right? They are more active when prices go up. So, but I'm
I
not
mean,
worried.
it's definitely a test of conviction. You know, it's given us the people that have the long term vision and believe in it. It's given us the opportunity to, um, again, to acquire things that I we would never would have the opportunity to. Um, I just wanted to kind of like there's some other developments too that I'll segue into, but I wanted to kind of discuss with you some of the economic stuff I've been um, brushing up on recently. Like we'll after this we'll segue into like we have the development of these strategy tokens and the Ponzinomics around that and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But you mentioned Twitter earlier, and Twitter is kind of is an amazing resource. So you can go down like rabbit holes on Twitter, and one of the things that I don't know how I did it. Like I started following a couple people that were basically independent truckers, and in the United States on Twitter, and I got a window into what's going on in the trucking industry in the United States. Um, so in the United States, trucking is the number one profession for non-college educated males, and
Yeah.
what we've seen in the last, um, especially in the last 5 years, is an explosion in the number of both illegal and legal immigrants, and these foreign operated brokerage services that basically uh, just brazenly break the law of the regulations in terms of like safety and time and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I've been following that for a while, and that is I view that as like, let me back up one more step. So one of the things that I came to, I watched a couple YouTube videos of Michael Green talking about I believe it was Michael Green who was talking about the like uh, how these passive investing strategies have shifted the entire nature and behavior of equity markets, right? So what that means is like index funds or people's 401ks, they're going into these like again kind of like think of like the NS&P 500 index fund.
Yeah.
Like it's basically it's developed. It went from being like being developed as an idea in the 90s to now over half the volume, buying volume right now is from these passive vehicles. And they've distorted the market in a couple of interesting ways. And one is that I know you've probably seen how we've seen a disproportionate growth in the top cap names in the S&P and in the Dow. Well, these
Yeah.
it like if you buy like one Dow index fund or one Dow or one S&P 500 index fund, it's they're buying more of your money is going to the top the top by cap.
Yeah.
So it basically it's almost like an exponential raise towards it just adds more and more fuel to the biggest and biggest names. Um, so so that's an interesting development that I didn't really understand until recently. But the other component to that is that up until now, the these passive these passive investing vehicles have never been net sellers. They've only been net buyers. So um, so again, this is mainly powered by people's 401k savings. Again, you have to have a middle class in order to drive the engine that's basically fueling these to continue buying to prop up and levitate the market. Well, as an example, I pointed out, the trucking industry for the employees is getting gutted, right? Like wages are going down because they're doing all this labor dumping. Well,
Yeah.
another thing that's been happening, especially over the last 5 years, is and in the last 2 years, it's really accelerated. Is that we've seen a huge influx of H-1B, or we have there's different types of programs, but essentially we have legal immigration, and we also have the illegal immigration has slowed in the last year, but the newer thing is we've had a ton of these megacorps have been doing mass firings and establishing these office centers in India and just like doing mass layoffs in the United States and doing and replacing them in India. So what I like all of this stuff is kind of coming together to where it looks like we're uh, the wages and the that basically the fuel that powers that vehicle going up for the with passive investing is going to be uh, dramatically impacted. So it may we may tip into um, uh, selling for these passive vehicles, and when that happens, um, I think we're going to see some dramatic shifts in the market. Um,
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, we have this. I mean, in Germany,
mhm,
it is different. They have different approach because
mhm,
yeah, they're different economies. But
yeah,
uh, yeah, we are also like it's not looking good, right?
yeah,
It is on all like Germany's ideological tensions and economical tensions. They are the same as in the US. There is no particular difference in them, and it is the same outcome, but it's just in different approaches, right?
yeah,
So, as an outsider, as an observer, it looks, and also in consideration of all the other Western countries, including countries that have Western style economics like Japan,
mhm.
it all looks very much coordinated, right?
It is
To
coordinated. Yeah, I believe the
it's
same thing.
coordinated, yeah, um, to fractionalize cultures and economies to shift the to shift power to different to a different yeah to a different area of the world, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and you do it with the money, right? So for me, it's something that I have already adjusted to, and I've already accepted this that we are at a time, and also looking at AI and everything, right?
Mhm.
It is we are looking at a time where we can consider the old world we grew up in over, and
Yes.
a very rapid change is coming, and the window of becoming, I don't know, an aristocrat, right, in the new world is it's very, very small. And I think that we in particular, when we look at what we are doing, right, we, we have we have constructed and maintained and upheld this belief system and this conviction about relics, right, for the last 4 years, more than 4 years. And if this happens as we think, then we are going to make it, right? It's an all or nothing thing, considering the macro.
Yeah, I like that's kind of what I was. Yeah, you're much more eloquent in basically pointing that out. But that's kind of what I was getting towards is that there's other elements going on in the U.S. markets too that basically all point to this. Like like we have these whole AI stock round tripping with well, there's a ton of fraud in the market, right?
Yeah,
But long and short of it is that yeah, like what I was trying to paint the picture on in terms of employment, where we're now in mass replacing the white collar jobs, and the blue collar jobs had already been largely displaced through NAFTA and all these other programs. It's we're never going back, and people don't understand that uh, it is different this time. We can't have a middle class if you literally export to other countries all of the middle class jobs, right?
yeah,
So it's you know, like you said, we have to uh, accept and adapt.
yes, exactly. And the the constitution, they're not the constitutions, the institutions, they are buying in, right? They
Mhm.
buy Bitcoin now and they disclose it, right? They are not going to buy Bitcoin at the top, right? They are buying now. And the Bitcoin has been in the same range for over a year, and there was no euphoria, there was no alt season, there was no NFT season. In fact, all the the things we talked about, all the projects we talked about, like D gods, right? Where are D gods now? D gods are at, let's see, D gods. 1 second. I think they are down bad. I hear 0.23 ETH.
Oh gosh, so
Yes,
that's like $50 or something.
170 bucks.
Okay.
No, 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 okay,
And at the top,
700.
those things were more than an at the piece, right?
Yes, yes. No, it's 750. 0.23 ETH is $750. So it's still more than a mooncat, right?
Yeah,
But
that needs to go down. Like
yeah, yeah,
that's still.
yeah. And it was much higher, right? D gods was much, much higher. I don't know how many ETH it was worth. I think 8 ETH or something, like some crazy amount.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
think they were for a while. The hype that was around those was incredible.
yeah, yeah,
Um, speaking of our favorite shit projects, um, uh, like it speaks to how unsophisticated the market still is and still needs to go lower is moonbirds.
yeah,
Those are still like 2F based
yeah,
on some of the most nonsensical like cringe like marketing campaign
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
I mean
Definitely. It was surprising, to be honest, to see them like pump, but you don't need a lot of capital to do that,
yeah.
right? If you have a lot of capital and people like Kevin Rose,
Hmm.
they want to sell the company, right?
Yeah.
It looks much better in the books, right? And he's also like he's in this gray zone. That's why he's not in jail,
Yeah.
right? He's always like he never like if you look at what he said, he never lied, right?
Yeah.
he never made a promise or something. He was just manipulative, and that's it.
Scumbag. You know, I
A
mean,
scumbag. Yeah,
but however, uh, again, people went along with it as again as dumb as that was. Like
of course, of course. And now it's like um they came back. I think they 10x or something, but you don't like. It's also just a matter of time, right?
yeah,
They cannot uphold, and they cannot, like, what are they going to do?
I,
Like
like
a
I,
community about what?
like you saw that like one of the most cringe videos in forever I posted in Relics the other day. It
Yes.
was like that like this 30-second promo video about, oh my god, it hurt. It was so cringe. Like that's going to propel you guys to relevancy, is that like
Yeah.
what? Like I wish there were a way we could short some of these projects,
Oh my
Blackstar.
god. Oh my god. I would love to. Yeah, yeah. Crazy. But I mean, one of my favorite trash projects always has been Azuki, right?
Yeah, yeah, where's that at?
Yeah, I think it went to point 0.8 at one time, and now it's at point 0.9 ETH. So
Okay.
it crashed, but it crashed like very rapidly as well. But they released a TCG, right? A physical
Oh,
card
okay.
game,
Oh,
actually.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So and you see like the whole timeline is full of people just showing their boxes, right? Their first edition, their starter decks. You can submit them to PSA now. But it's like, okay, yeah, 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 it's crazy, right? Right?
Can I submit my pogs to PSA too?
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, I think it's cool, right?
Yeah,
I think it's cool, but they why would I need a one Ethereum picture
yeah.
NFT?
Mhm.
I don't need that anymore, right? What's the point?
Well, and if you were going to pick one, why would you pick a low effort 2021 project that it's they're all the same,
Yeah,
Like
they are all the same, and they are all basically just derivatives of punks.
yeah,
That's it. And the only reason why punks 100x is because people thought it was the first NFT
yeah,
on
that's what sold
Ethereum.
it for me. Like I
Yeah,
admit, like they were saying that I didn't know any better, and so
yeah,
that was one of the chief reasons I bought mine.
yeah. And you still have it.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is crazy. Which is very crazy. But yeah, it's I mean, a lot of people they said, "Oh, NFTs are dead. NFTs are dead," right? And yeah, these PFPs they are dying, right?
and they should die. I
And
mean,
they should die. And they should die. There is like Doodles, you know, Doodles,
yeah, yeah.
point 0.6, point 0.6
Okay.
ETH. And these were all projects that had like what was Azuki's floor 15, 20,
Yeah, it was huge.
20?
Doodles got up there too. It was over like wasn't it over 5 at one point?
Yeah, yeah, it was, yeah, definitely 8 or 9. And
Yeah.
there was like Moonbirds was at 40.
Yeah, yeah, jeez.
One, and they went to like point 0.2,
Yeah.
like max extraction, right?
Yeah.
Max scam, minus 99%. It was like crazy. You know Ryan Cranston?
No.
No, he was like the co-founder of
Okay.
Moonbirds. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He also, oh my god, yeah, fanny packs. Oh
Oh,
god,
oh, I
the
remember that.
discussions,
Jeez.
the discussions I had with people in real life,
Uh-huh.
just as stupid as on Twitter. You think all people are smarter in real life, right?
Hmm.
At least they have the decency to, right, stand up
Yeah.
for themselves. But it's just as pathetic, if not even more, because it's just like
Well, the thing is, Blackstar, with a lot with again, if you're if you're just going by PFP pictures, anyone with money can buy that, even if they
Yeah,
borrow the money. Like there's no, in IRL, like to become accomplished, you have to largely, not exclusively, like, there's some people that are nepo babies or whatever, but in order to make it in the real world, you have to develop yourself and be able to deliver value, right, in order to get anywhere, right? So yeah.
yeah, but this is, you have to be someone, right? You have
Yeah.
to become someone. You have to
Yeah.
stand for something, right?
Hmm.
You have to believe in something that isn't already captured by everyone else,
Hmm.
right? There is no glory in that, right? There is only glory when you had when you upheld your your beliefs and your convictions through all the pain, right? It is easy if it comes to say, oh yeah, this was obvious, right? But to hold to something on that, um yeah, like a fascist, right? To be like this stubborn, to hold on to that is this is the glory, right?
Hmm.
And to win in the end and to say, well, I told you so, right? I told you so. But this is not the main reason why I am here, right? It is to to just see how truth establishes itself, right? Over time. And blockchain is a medium of truth. And relics is a, yeah, it's a genre of truth. The way if you say this is the first NFT, it is it's a definitive statement, right? It's a definitive statement to say this is what it is, right? And this is opinion, right? This is interpretation, but this is fact. And there is no, you cannot change it, you cannot prune it, you cannot, you can't do anything about it, right? And it's all out there in the open, and it's accessible to everyone. That's what's so interesting to me, because it's the first time that everyone in the world has access to a truth that is undeniable, and we see it play out in this creative and pure way, because relics, they are intentionally pure. There was no financial motivation behind any of them, and that's what humans, if you give humans this technology, and this is the first thing they create, right? You have Ethereum, you have Pixel Map, you have Piperium, you have Curio cards, you have Mooncats, CryptoPunks, and on counterparty you have Olga, you have Spells of Genesis, Rare Pepes, you have Oasis Mining, Age of Chains, you have Bit Girls, right? You have all the stuff, and this is what's interesting to me. This is why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I'm active every day, right? That's why I'm like someone that preaches every day. Like Relics Discord is like church in some way, right? The church also lives through rhythm, right? They also have a a belief in unchanging truth, right? That's why they built their temples out of stone, right? Because it should be everlasting. And this is what I think when I look at the relics community, right? And the essence of it. It's about just sticking to it, right? Just sticking to it. And I have no doubt that it's going to happen. And I'm yeah, I look forward.
Yeah, I agree with all what you said. I would take it one step further, is that, this isn't even just about like collectibles or art, like if you believe how like I believe that we're like this is the technology that's going to enable the the transformation of society as we know it for humanity in the future. I don't think we'll live to see the full extent of it, but permissionless, secure digital asset ownership is the future, and these are uh, the earliest examples of that that will like again shape the course of humanity going forward. Um,
Yeah.
it's an extraordinary opportunity, I think. And the other thing I just point out is, a lot of people talk about price a lot. I mean, and it's relevant. I mean, because that's basically a barrier to adoption for people like you and me that are actively trying to accumulate. But like I already value these things as uh, you know I value them personally much more than the market values them right now.
Yeah.
So, like the assets don't change when the price goes up, right?
No.
We will get more FOMO, but like I already really treasure, like the Nakamoto card and all these other like super badass things that I own. But just because the price is down doesn't mean that they're less valuable to me, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And we have, like, if you are into this niche all the time, it's very easy to forget how you came to these conclusions, right? Because if one of the deductions you made turns out to be not true, then there is no reason to stay, right? The
Mhm.
reason why people left is because they overthought what they believed and they reconsidered, right? They think, okay, maybe crypto is going to stay, but NFTs are not going to stay,
Mhm.
right? And this is because, I don't know, Bitcoin is pumping and NFTs are not, right? And you can do that with everything. You can say, okay, NFTs um, are not looking very good, and I'm like, okay, but what kind of NFTs,
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's like saying commodities are doing bad.
Yeah,
Like well, that doesn't even mean anything.
no, it doesn't mean anything. Like NFT is it's infrastructure, and there are a lot more things than VC funded profile picture, punk derivative, cartoon animal humanoids, right?
That's like casting in like digital art at like and just saying just art is down and that's include like you're throwing in Van Goghs and Picassos
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
even modern art with again random PFP trash and Fiverr art that you know
yeah. Things that were doomed
flop.
from the beginning
Yeah.
to go to zero.
Hmm.
And of course, I mean, I I was a very big fan of. I am still a very big fan of Axie Infinity, right?
Hmm.
Axie Infinity. Uh, at one point, the AXS token flipped Ethereum in volume. This was in 2021. It was so massive. It flipped Ethereum in volume, and it 1000x. Of course, I missed that one. but I was one of the earliest people in Axie. I was in the Axie GG esports team. We had our own Decentraland wearables, right? And
Oh,
we had
sweet.
yeah, and we had like competitions and everything in Decentraland live
Hmm.
with Axie. Like it was a crazy time because nobody gave a shit about anything that we did, right? And Decentraland and Axis, this was my main occupation before Relics, right? Before I found what I'm truly um what is it called passionate about. And the the thing about Axie is, right, they have a sidechain called Ronin. And Ronin has more activity now than it had on top in the top of the 2021 bull.
Interesting.
So the underlying fundamentals of Axie are they are higher than in top Euphoria.
It's still like it's almost like crazy making how obvious blockchain gaming is. And we'll have, like, again, like you were mentioning, Axie, like it it was huge in 2021. I think we'll see something that is going to be a breakout hit that will um that's really going to set, like, NFTs or slash blockchain gaming, like, really make it. I mean, even something as simple as just the skins for like a game like CS:GO, that's like like such an obvious use case, right? I
Yes,
don't know.
yes. It's
You know,
so
and
it's
well,
so obvious.
yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, one of the benefits is that we saw I saw there was that story from a few weeks ago where Valve just decided to change how the skin economy works, and just unilaterally just made all these changes, and like the market cap for the CS:GO skins went down by like $1 or $2 billion essentially overnight.
Yes, 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 yes. So they if these skins were blockchain based,
Hmm.
they it would be impossible to recreate the timestamp.
Exactly.
So that solves the problem, right? You
Yeah.
could have an identical skin, but it would not be the same.
Hmm.
It would look the same, maybe, but it would be first of all it would be extremely dumb, right, to do that. But you could prove which one is the OG.
Yeah. I mean, and things like, I know counterparty is simplistic in terms of versus what's available today, but it's still, I think, a great example in the sense that, we have these like Rare Pepe and Spells of Genesis cards where their supply is locked. If you own one, you own one of, let's say, 500 or 100 examples. Like, no one can go back in and increase the supply.
Yeah, and yeah, so for me it's obvious. Pawn Stars.
Yeah. Hmm.
Axie Infinity had a an episode with Pawn Stars, or
Oh, yeah.
rather, yeah, yeah. So Axie Infinity was featured in Pawn Stars, and they showed off like their Mystic Axie, like
Hmm.
one of the OG rarest types,
Hmm.
right? And it's like, oh, this guy, this is his name Rick, right? The main guy from
Hmm.
Pawn Stars, right?
Okay.
He's like it was so crazy to see that, because I made a meme with Pawn Stars that I'm like okay, NFT Relics is going to be the Pawn Stars of NFTs, right? Oh, this is rare, this is old, this is going to be valuable, right?
Hmm.
And now seeing that it's coming true, and that these people are confronted by the idea of digital stuff that is scarce, right? Like
Yeah.
X Infinity stuff. It's so obvious, and it
Like
just
we
confirmed everything.
we were having this conversation in Relics the other day, and I think I mentioned that in my article, and but I had been thinking about it recently too. I think it was Staplecat who brought it up. Is that I see basically a complete 180 in how um, people view art by and large, not exclusively, but I think digital ownership is going to be preferable to physical ownership. Like,
Yeah,
we've had so many scandals over the years. Like, we had, I think in the last year since we talked last, there was the that big scandal regarding sports memorabilia, where there was a guy that was essentially turned into a professional forger of sports memorabilia with autographs and all this other stuff. We have countless examples of fine art, where there's people that basically made their living as professional forgers, right? So,
yeah,
like, what I personally would feel more comfortable spending $50 million on a Nakamoto than I would an old master's painting that is, at the end of the day, is trust me, bro, right?
yes, yes, 100%. I mean, even like if you look at something like gemstones,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
even gemstones. It's such a I learned the word cesspool is my new favorite word of the month. Right? I learned it the other day. Actually, I never heard of it before, but it's such an such a good way. Like gemstones are also like so many techniques to enhance the quality, right?
Yeah.
Or to
Mhm.
to fake it, or like to make it appear different, right? You
Mhm.
can you can have rubies, right? And you can fill them with glass, so they have less of
No
the
way.
of fractions. Yeah, yeah. You can
I
oil
didn't know
them.
that.
You can heat them. If you heat
Yeah.
rubies
Hmm.
or sapphires or any other stone, then the color enhances, right?
Hmm.
And you need like special microscopic, I don't know, high tech to differentiate between heated and non-heated,
Hmm.
right? And everything, like all the other stuff. Don't get me started on diamonds, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Like since we now have the technology to produce at scale synthetic uh, diamonds that are the same chemical composition, the same crystal structure, I'm still astounded that there's a market for basically mine diamonds, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but they are the mine diamonds and the lab diamonds are crashing hard right now.
oh, okay.
Like they are like collapsing right now, the whole diamond industry,
Well, it's
because
always been a scam, you know.
it's always been a scam. Yeah. The what is called the Berg, debris, I don't know.
De Beers, yeah.
De
Mhm.
Beers, yes. Uh, company just monopolized them,
You
right?
know, there's a good there's kind of a similar analogy, is that they're using artificial scarcity, like De Beers, by basically cornering the market on the mining and then doing marketing to try and convince people that this was worth anything, right? Um,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's kind of similar to how these modern trading card companies work, where they basically are they're the sole supplier, but they basically tweak the number of cards that they print in order to make sure that they never actually satiate demand to, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
all, yeah. But once I learned about the diamond market, I was like, that it's just been 100% scam the entire time, you know?
Yes. And diamonds are not rare.
Yeah,
They're very common. They are just carbon, right?
yeah,
Pressured carbon. And like they have like in comparison to, let's say, rubies and alexandrites,
yeah.
right? Or uh, I don't know, any like almost any kind of colored stone in
Hmm.
the higher tier,
Yeah.
right? It it's a lot. It's much superior to. They're all superior to diamonds in the factor of rarity, right?
But with like how endemic, like you were saying, like there's the treatments, there's the faking, like because I got into I for a while I was kind of into some of the gemstones. I was in an area where you could they mined some of them and you could anyway whatever.
Ooh,
But like now at like being older, like would I ever put any real money into like precious gemstones or anything? Absolutely not. No, it's just a completely crooked market. It's opaque. Um, like it.
yeah. You don't know, right?
Yeah.
You don't know about the supply, right?
Hmm.
You don't know if it's rare. You
Hmm.
don't know if the mine, like they also close mines,
Yeah.
right? Oh, this mine is closed, no, there is nothing left. Of course they're gonna say that,
Yeah.
right? But have you actually been there and looked, right? Everyone can say anything, but with the blockchain, with digital collectibles, you have 100% transparency and certainty,
You can
where
prove it.
yeah, you can prove it. You can say, okay, there are only these in existence and these people own it, right? And that's it. And that's it. And that's a big thing. One thing that I because I thought about Spells of Genesis again and about card printing.
Hmm.
The right now we have an absolute bull run on Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
like even bigger than in 2021.
Hmm.
And like in my local stores, right,
Hmm.
you cannot, like, it's so hard to even get like new prints, right?
Hmm.
New prints of Pokemon cards. They're not old cards. These are not OG cards. They're all like new cards, right? So the Pokemon company, they're actively just printing money, essentially. They're just printing money. They turn on the printers and people buy them for the
It's
sake of speculation, right?
it's yeah, it's crazy. Even in the US, we have a similar phenomenon where the stores that carry it around here are always sold out. I don't collect or play Pokemon, but I know about it, and I've watched a couple people that are more familiar with it talk about it. From what I understand, the the classic Pokemon cards are finally starting to pump now too. I don't think to the same extent as the modern stuff. I mean, again, it just shows you how unsophisticated the vast majority of participants are, because I don't think that these people are actually buying these cards to play the game.
No,
Obviously, they're buying to speculate.
yes, yes. And the reason why they speculate is because the actual OG cards,
Hmm.
they maintained value, right?
Hmm.
And they rose in value, and they are still rising, right? So it's all referring back to the OGs. It's
Hmm.
all returning back to the scarcity and age factor, right?
Yeah.
And what came first, right? There is a reason why the first edition, first set Charizard card is one of the most sought after cards, right?
Hmm.
Because it's first of first, and it's the the main card of the, like, the title Pokemon, right? The title monster, and it's also the one of the Pokemon of Ash, the main protagonist of the anime,
Hmm.
right? So this is very clear, rational reasoning why it is like it is.
We see the same behavior with in other medium too. Like uh, comic books and first edition books. People, it's just human behavior. People covet and value first edition books when you could just as easily get the same book from a later edition where they have a zillion times the supply, right? So
Yes, yes, but I mean, it is different if you own the OG,
yeah,
right?
it is.
It's different to own the OG, and we humans, we have a tendency to collect stuff that is meaningful, and to ourselves and to others, and that, because these things, they are part of us, right? They carry a part of us, and we carry that part in us as well, right? And this is not going to go away. And when NFTs are going to become successful, people are going to want the OGs. They're going to ask these questions, right? What is the first card game, right? What is the first art art project, right? What was the first NFT in general on Ethereum? Those are the big questions, because any historian, any antique collector is going to realize that, right? But in a market that is so devoid of logic, as and so like governed by emotion, like crypto and especially NFTs, it's just that we look like the idiots, right? We are looking like the idiots. Oh, these people there, they're still holding on to this, right? All those years long. But for me, it's so easy to understand again, right? If I question my own position, I'm like, why am I doing this? Oh, yeah, very simple. Like it's like the most obvious thing.
Yeah, it's I have no problem standing against the consensus of the market, right? That's in fact that's why we have the opportunity we have. Um, you know, I think it'll turn out. I don't know how long it'll take, but I believe we'll see. Um, I think we'll see these assets become much harder to acquire. Um, I think that, like you were saying, those questions are the natural questions that anyone interested in a subject generally asks is, like, well, where did this come from? Like, what's and if you're into collecting or buying something, it's like, well, what's the first one? Like, where did this all start? Like,
Yeah,
it's, those are natural questions.
of course. Natural, normal questions. And I cannot take the risk of not being there, right?
Mhm.
Of not leading it. And it is, for me, it's all or nothing, right? I am ready to hold on to these things for a long time. Soon we will have, like next year, March, April, we will have 5 years of rediscovery, right? We will have our 5 year anniversary of Ethereum rediscovered. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Not only Ethereum, but also the rest, Crypto Cats, Curio Cards, Mooncats, the Mooncats rediscovery that was taking over um, crypto Twitter, NFT Twitter for one time. Uh, n- n- Nobody's on the board anymore with
Yeah,
NFT, with historic NFTs or relics or whatever. So we are the last.
we're the
The
few
last.
survivors at this point.
Yeah, we. It's true. It's true. So I mean, I had to sell off some of my positions that I accumulated because it's just the way to keep on surviving, right? I had not calculated that we had 1 year in the same range without an all season, right? I
Yeah.
was expecting something different, so I'm still in survival mode, but it's uh, it's not that bad, right? So I think I think it's going to happen also in 2026. I think we're gonna close this Q4, and then we're gonna start in Q1 with a very nice bull run.
Yeah, I I'm leaning more towards the latter middle or latter part of the year because I think before crypto takes off, I think we're going to see the traditional markets. We've already started to see the AI stocks crack in the U.S. and
Okay.
those, yeah, so those are we've also seen subprime auto. We've had that has been exploding. Like all these private credit markets are starting to crack. I think we'll see traditional markets will essentially break up. I think part of what makes all this complicated is that this would be a lot easier to forecast and to basically trade against. Like I don't trade in the traditional markets anymore because after 2008, it became, and even before then, in certain markets like gold and silver, like you could see the hand of the of the government slash central bankers, whatever, intervening,
Yeah.
and so what like now you have to do the calculus of yeah, the markets are going to correct, but because like almost everything is tied into banks, um, like for example, if if housing prices go down and if commercial real estate goes down enough, then the all the banks that are holding the paper for that, like they go underwater because people start like people will walk away like they did in 2008 if they're why would they pay their mortgage on a house that's worth less than what they owe, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, they just in the U.S. they have the ability to essentially walk away without any repercussion at that point, and then the
Mm.
banks take the loss. And you know, obviously the government is looking out here for the banks instead of the people. So so they're good. Like, so I think we'll see a correction in the markets, and what I think is the most likely course of action is um, Big Daddy Fed is going to step in and print hard,
Yeah.
and that I think will be. Um, I don't know if it'll lead to the dollar losing uh, all credibility, but it's certainly going to hurt it, and it's going to send risk assets like crypto on a big run.
Okay. Yeah, I've never like looked through the causes,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, but it's interesting to get your perspective. I think you're much more yeah, informed about it.
Yeah, at the
But
end of
yeah,
the day, like you know, they're like like in the U.S. in the 2008 financial crisis, how the government responded is they bailed out the banks and they gave zero assistance to borrowers. So banks were made whole, and the people that were in trouble that were holding the mortgages were kicked out in the street. So
yeah,
I mean, so we have the essentially several examples of where and there's also like what we came to find out after the fact is that there was the public bailout of 800 billion, it's either 7 or 800 billion, but years later, through Freedom of Information Act, we came to find out that secretly the Fed printed and gave out like I think it was in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 trillion dollars to all these different institutions around the world, right?
wow,
Yeah, it's that was part of the when Ron Paul was trying to get his basically his last signature like legislation passed to audit the Fed. He wasn't
yeah,
able to get it done because he was sandbagged. But that's one of the things that came out at the time is the uh, and what I came to respect later on too is that like I thought that we would see the financial system actually crash a long time ago, but what I've come to respect is that the vested powers and the powers that be have will stop at nothing to preserve the system until they're ready to let it go. And I do think
yeah,
eventually that will happen. I do think they'll eventually, when they're ready to roll out the CBDCs, I think they're going to purposely nuke these national currencies and offer not even offer it, but basically um, force these CBDCs as the replacement.
yeah. I mean, it is. You would need to create chaos and turmoil
Yeah.
to make the masses, yeah, reciprocate the new update, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's always because in the face of terror and chaos and fear, human beings always accept anything other than that, right?
Well, well, put it
Just peace.
Yeah, well, put it like it's more in terms of rational behavior, and the way I kind of think how it would be done is, let's say that they cause a currency crisis in any one of these countries, that
Yeah,
essentially the currency goes to zero, and the banks
yeah,
fail and everything, and then the government steps in and says, "Hey, hey, citizens, we'll restore your balance as of a month ago into your account. However, your account is going to be using this app. Like how many
yeah,
people are going to turn down the opportunity to be quote unquote made whole,
yeah,
in a new
yeah.
system? Like it's I think that's how it would play out. And the other carrot that I think they would offer is some kind of UBI or something, right? You know, that would be tied to that.
Yeah, they will. I mean, they have all the resources, so they can just do little tests, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Little tests, see how the masses react, and then so yeah. I mean, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. I mean, we are so deep into like with our way of thinking. We are so niche if you're in Relics, you basically have to you have to be crazy in some way, right? Like looking from the outside or from quote unquote normal people, you have to be uh, differently wired, right? So for me, I cannot think another way. It's just the way I'm wired, just the way I'm programmed by life in some way.
Yeah, my experience has taught me to become um, more inquisitive and more circumspect. The older I've
Yeah,
gotten, the like I've always questioned things, but um, like I there's this famous quote. There's this old saying. No matter how cynical you are, it's never enough. You know, it's like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
when it comes to economics and government and whatnot. Um, it's I can relay a funny story, and I thought of this in terms of where we're going and what or how I see ourselves going in the coming year or two. Um, so there's this classic book called Fiat Money Inflation in France, and France has had a couple of hyperinflations, and the author is basically relaying the tale of one of these hyperinflations where they had they had the fiat money, the paper money that they're using at the time. They had a someone that was assigned to print the money, and like they were going through inflation and all this stuff, but
yeah.
they're during the course of this hyperinflation. Um, one of the days so he was allowed to basically print like a small amount for himself as a fee, like let's say, I don't know, an arbitrary amount like 8% or whatever. But
Yeah.
but one of the days the carriages that were delivering the output from the printer, so he would have his like print it, send it to the government, and then he would have a smaller load sent to himself um, by horse, right? They got mixed up, and the amount that he had printed for the government went to him, and the amount that he printed for him went to the government. And they discovered that he had been printing more for himself than the government.
Oops.
it like I guess the point being is that without like throughout all systems that I've seen like that involve trust and money, that fraud happens, right?
Yeah,
So and you know we're living in the golden age of fraud essentially at this point.
yeah, yeah. Until total control,
Mm-hmm.
the money has to be. It has to. I mean, it's like the Ukraine war,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is just a big money laundering, tax
Yeah,
farming, man killing operation, right?
yeah,
Multi-purpose staged event basically, but with real deaths,
yeah,
right? So I mean, for me, it's very obvious, right? It's very obvious where it's headed. The last like the nobody is going to nobody's going to own anything, right? If you're not set as the upper class, right? Middle class is vanishing right now. Nobody's going to be able to afford anything anymore, and either you have metal like precious metals or whatever, and stocks. I don't know in what way they will maybe try to confiscate them, but yeah, we're in the last stages of something very big.
yeah. And I always, speaking of stocks, I always suspected that they would essentially confiscate retirement accounts or stocks. I know in the U.S., like, gosh, it's got to be like 15 years ago, but they actually floated that idea in Congress or the House of Representatives
Wow.
of doing that.
Yeah.
Another thing that people don't realize is that uh, you know one of the things that initially set Bitcoin off to the races was the Cyprus bank bail-ins, and like after the passage of Dodd-Frank, we have bank bail-ins codified into law. So if we do have a financial crisis, um, and some of these bank failures, if they don't print the money, they have every legal right to steal your money to make the bank whole and leave you
Yeah,
with nothing. It's like
yeah, 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 yeah,
it's so perverse.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Welcome.
but to your point, I also think that the middle class is being systematically gutted in these Western countries,
Yeah,
both of ours, and that yeah, it's like we have to prepare accordingly, because uh, you know I don't know, it doesn't, not to be like doom and gloom, like it'll never come back, or it can't, things can't change, but I see a period of hardship, serious
of
hardship.
course, of course, of course, and it's due, to be honest, right? It's due because most people, they don't know what hardship is, right? They think they know what hardship is because they watch Netflix all the day, but they don't know what it is
I would
to, you know what I mean, right?
I would say, Blackstar, that if there's any reason we deserve it, is that we haven't challenged and and basically demanded it into this, to the system as it exists, in terms of corruption and the structure in which it's, like, we can go into like like we won't need to go into the details, but the system at its very foundation for both economics and then the resultant government is now like hopelessly corrupt. So
Yeah, yeah, but I like hope. What is it called in English? Hope lasts. Um, hope is the last frontier. I don't know. Or hope never dies.
yeah, something like that.
Like something like that. In Germany, it's hope dies last.
Mm-hmm.
That's the German expression for it. But yeah, yeah. Let's shift to a different
Yeah,
topic. I think you told, or you pointed to the strategy tokens. This
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
Sorry for
yeah,
getting,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, sorry for getting caught up there. It's just
No problem, no problem.
I've been kind of hyper focused on that. But yeah, the we saw this year the launch of these strategy tokens, starting with Punk Strategy, and that's been kind of a wild ride. Initially that pumped super high. I think it went over like a $500 million
Yes,
market cap,
yes.
and punks pumped were pumping a little bit too. And I think it's been what, like 2 months since that, month and a half, and
Yeah,
since then it's both, like, punks are down half, and then the strategy token is down hard too.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they've also launched a Naka strategy one, which I think is kind of interesting. But I'll just get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, so with punk strategy, the problem is that the whole mechanic, the flywheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
It goes to both in both directions. If there is no, if the NFT doesn't go up in value, then yeah, then it's a problem, right? And I don't want to get into the detailed mechanics, but um, with Naka strategy, it's interesting because it's connected to Emblem Vault,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they buy a singular asset because the Nakamoto card is fungible, and right now it's at, I think, 600K market cap,
Mm-hmm.
and they already have, I think, 50% of the Ethereum to buy the first Nakamoto card.
Mm-hmm.
And given that Punk strategy went up to 500 million and sits at 25 million right now, I don't know the exact number, but that's basically 100 to 1,000x potential, right?
Mhm.
No financial advice, but I think it's interesting. It's an interesting experiment. But yeah, you have to be very cautious about. I mean, I don't know how it will work if there is nothing listed.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I think it's interesting in a couple ways in that, well, one, it has the potential to basically steal demand from the underlying for the people that only really are trying to speculate on these assets, right?
yeah,
So if people only want to make money by owning and then eventually selling their punk, this is a more this is a different way uh, that's more liquid for them to spec in a way kind of be exposed to the punk price in its own way, right?
yeah,
My concern is that or one of the things I'm kind of concerned about it would be like any like a 10% tax on both sides of a trade is like that's a big hurdle for to come out ahead. So you basically have to like the minimum you can do just to break even, you have to post a 20%
yeah,
gain,
yeah,
and that's just a break even.
yeah,
So that discourages frequent trading by market participants for
yeah, yeah,
sure. So I don't like, and I've never seen one of these high tax tokens last. But again, if they like, they definitely have the potential if they start that flywheel to really pump. I don't know, like even if that their token pumps though, does that like what does that mean for the price of the underlying assets? I don't know if it
yeah,
really means anything.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It was one of the bigger pumps that I absolutely faded as well. Like
Mhm.
throwing it 10x on a timeline. It is painful, right? Because like everyone could get a 10x, right? Everyone
Yeah,
could use a 10x,
yeah,
right? With any kind of money. You throw in $500, it's 5,000, right?
yeah,
And 5,000 gets you a lot of relics, right? So you throw in 5,000, you have 50,000.
yeah.
Yeah, imagine if you have 50,000 dry powder that you can uh, that you can buy relics with. It's like
You
I don't
can get
know.
right now. You can get some legit grails for 50K.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But it's still, I mean, the market is not dead, right?
Yeah.
It's not a dead market. Like relics, they're always traded in some way. The trade section is always it is always what is it active.
Hmm.
But yeah, we will see.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
will
so
see.
what do you think though in terms of these? Do you think these strategy tokens are gonna last? Because they're trying to like launch a token for pretty much absolutely everything. It seems at this point they launched one for like what was it, that Goblin project on F? Like I don't know.
Oh my God, let's check. Let's check. Goblin Town. Is it Goblin Town? Yeah, it was Goblin Town. Oh my God. Oh, Goblin Town is at point 0.1 ETH.
I think it pumped to twice that after their strategy token was listed. But I
Really?
mean, it's like, well, um, like, well, sure, you can launch these strategy tokens for everything under the sun. Like, we'll probably see some very creative people, uh, thinking of ways to play that. But like, if they launch an Azuki token, does that make you more or less bullish on Azuki? Like,
Anime token. Yeah, all these coins, they are at apps. I mean, what about Pudgy Penguins? Let's check. Let's check about Luca Nets, Pudgy.
yeah, because those in a year or two ago, those were over 10F a piece, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Pudgy Penguins, they went to 20 ETH or something,
Uh-huh.
or 30. I think they went to 30 ETH in last year. Okay, Pudgy Penguins are at 5.4 ETH. So still expensive. Still very expensive. And then we have, what was the other one called? Ah, Bored Apes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw we were joking the other day. I know mutant apes are below an F now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Oh my God. These went for how much? 40?
over didn't they go over 100 F at one point? They flipped punks for a while. Bored
I
apes.
think mutant punks they went to 100,000 or something, and normal punks went to 450,000.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, and you know this guy Pranksy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was gonna bring that up. Oh, the yeah. Go ahead.
All the news, all the NFT news are coming in. Like Pranksy, I remember him, right,
Mhm.
from my timeline, and he was very famous. He became very famous in 2021, and I think he had 1,000 apes, and he sold everything before they pumped very hard. But I think he still made decent amount of money. I think he made a couple of millions, right?
Mhm.
And then he made like a Discord NFT
Mhm.
like pass, right? That you
Okay.
could like mint,
Mhm.
and you could mint for 1 ETH, and then it went to like 1 ETH for the private, some private
Mhm.
closed circle thing, and then the other one was for 0.1 ETH, and I think he minted 20. No, not even 20. Like he made like 10K, and he's like one of the biggest. He's one of the biggest guys on NFT Twitter, and then he's like, okay, NFTs are garbage, right? I'm leaving the space. I'm leaving the space. This is not like NFTs suck, and we are going to give the money back and everything. And like just 1 day before, he says, "Oh, we made this NFT um, to provide value, community, blah 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 blah," right? And then he he didn't mint out. He didn't profited hundreds of thousands, and then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna leave the space,"
No,
right?
even better is paraphrasing what he said. He said something to the effect that I'm glad I don't have to keep pretending that NFTs aren't, complete garbage and a scam.
Yeah, yeah. He said, I'm glad that I'm not in the cesspool." Yeah, that's where I got the this word from.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
from Pranksy. Thanks, Pranksy. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember him being like him doing just a ton of like garbage back in the NFT boom. I like,
yeah,
who could be surprised that no one's gonna, give him a thousand or $4,000? Like normal artists, like real artists, aren't able to make it. Why would you give it to some, grifter?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but what you gonna? It is all.
Again, to your point, max capitulation. We got one of the bigger ones out.
Yeah, he capitulated at the absolute lowest, right?
Yeah.
At the absolute lowest point. Like everyone leaving now. And I mean, it isn't even the lowest point because Bitcoin is still at, I don't know, $96,000, right? Yeah, 96,000. Ethereum at 3,200. Like how can you think that it's all over? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, um, with the institutional adoption, like more and more people have exposure to these cryptos, um, that just makes them, well, I mean, granted, it doesn't mean that they're actually used, but more people have real life exposure to them, and it makes them harder to kill, in that sense.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God. What is this one project called? the very first big rug, Mechaverse, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That didn't that one like
Oh my,
mint at eight Eth or something,
oh my God.
or after mint it went to eight Eth.
Oh,
It
oh,
ended up being
oh my
like,
God. I have to buy one right now. I have to buy one right
let me see.
0.019.
Oh, dude, I'll get one too, man.
$62. $62. Oh my God.
Oh, that's
Oh my
rich.
God. Oh my God. Yeah, you can you get one, I get the other one for 0.019.
Yeah.
Oh my
It sounds
God.
like a deal, man.
Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like this is an actual historic collection.
It is, yeah. That was close to marking the top of uh what, because again those went to, man, it
I
went
think
to
eight.
something like
Eight
eight F,
ETH.
I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the first. It was the first mint, like the first fake hyped mint, and a lot of people fell for it.
Yeah,
It was
shoot me
like,
the yeah, paste me the link. I'll
yeah,
pull
it
it up.
was it was it was a template.
Mhm.
It was a template for all the future rugs that came after.
And here's another one. What we hadn't talked about yet too is just kind of a catch up. Other side, that board ape. They had all
Oh
these
my
like.
God.
Remember they had that huge land sale, and then they had those codas and all this other
Yeah,
stuff. I didn't
yeah,
even
yeah,
really
yeah,
understand all the stuff that went with it.
yeah,
So the other side codas are below an F, and I don't even understand what they are. If those are supposed to
yeah.
be your characters or something. I don't know.
Other side. What is it called? Other deeds for other side?
Oh yeah, there's coda, which is, I don't know. They look like little animals or something, and other
Demons, yeah.
those.
They look absolutely atrocious.
They do, don't they?
My God, so bad, right?
And like we were having that conversation the other day. Who honestly thinks that mutant apes look good and are like going to
Yeah,
hold them for 10 years? Like
yeah.
it's Robin has had that great tweet that they're like the Ed Hardy of NFTs. Oh yeah,
Oh my
those
God.
other the deeds for the other side. Those are like point 0.1 ETH right now.
Wow. They
Yeah.
want they want for $10,000.
I get one of those too.
Oh my God. I'm going like in the next run, I will have a full collection of what is it called? Of mutant apes, other deeds, doodles, Goblin Town, Mechaverse. This is going to be my historic NFT collection.
You should get an ENS name for like my real historic NFT collection.
NFT new relics,
Yeah.
right? Neo relics. Oh my God. Oh my God. Neo relics. The
Yeah.
new ones. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
I think I've just discovered what how you're gonna make money to buy more real relics. You're gonna have an alt and just embrace the dark side.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh my God. $60 for a Mechaverse.
I'm
60.
trying to, let me see, find it. Maybe I didn't spell it right.
I think I shoot you. I
Yeah.
shot you the link. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull it up. Yeah, it's
Mechaverse.
I don't know. It's the other one I still kind of want to get is I want to get one of those Kevins from
Yeah.
You know, from what is it, Pixelverse or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
Pixelmon.
Pixelmon, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, God, you're right.
Kevin.
But they last time I looked, they were still kind of expensive. Those are like 2F, so you know.
Kevin. So that's what you paid 50 million for.
I'm looking and like these mechas look so dumb. Jeez,
Pixelmon.
it's like a kid did this.
Yeah, it's crazy. But where can you find them? Where can you
Yeah,
find them?
yeah, you have to do the filter on filter by it's either type or I'll pull it up and shoot you a link.
Okay, thanks. I think they also came down quite a bit.
Yeah, I they tried to relaunch and I think they gave up again.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not surprising uh, uh, given that NFTs are dead right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's kind of tempting. And I might I still there's one that's like as we're talking 0.85F. I don't have it, but if I did,
Oh,
I might get it, man.
0.85. Oh, that's expensive.
It is, yeah.
Still.
Yeah,
Still.
I mean compared to what you can get for real relics, yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Hmm. Filter. So you have to filter and then
Oh,
because your
I
link.
just clicked that link I sent you. It's already has the filter on there.
Okay, because it didn't work. Like if
Oh,
I.
okay. Yeah, you
Yeah.
hit the on the left hand side is by
Yeah.
species, and then OG Kevin.
They have own section, huh?
Yeah,
Ah, crazy.
yeah. Well, you know, we've kind of bounced around quite a bit here. Is there
Yeah.
are there any other collections you want to check on before we? Uh,
I don't know. Can you like? Is there anything you remember?
um,
D-Gods, Azuki.
yeah, yeah. D God Zuki, Doodles was like um what was the Cool Cats? Yeah,
Oh
Cool.
my god.
Yeah, let's see what Cool Cats are.
Oh my god.
Mike Tyson bought one, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Point two. Point two.
Well, those held up better than I would have thought.
Yeah. Point two. Cool cats. What was the guy uh behind? Like he was like a very big fan. Uh Farouk. Is he still around?
I'm not sure. I never really followed the online influencers in NFT space just
Farouk.
because it was so gross, right?
Here he is. She's still active? Yes, she is. Rock Radio.
Oh, I thought he gave up. I like didn't he? Um, I thought he threw in the towel.
Yeah, that might be a possibility. Hmm.
I never listened to it, but from what I saw, he had a bunch of mints where I don't know. It looked
Yeah,
like he was hyping some sort of like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
trying to hype it as like you're buying a broadcaster or buying ownership
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you're really just buying NFTs from a podcaster. You know, it's like
yeah. It was ENS. What
oh
about
yeah,
the?
yeah. We've got to check in on the 1000 Club, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. ENS numbers plates, guys.
Remember, numbers are universal, guys.
ENS Vision. Where is it? ENS Vision. Is the website down?
Well, let me check. It was ens.vision, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's down.
Oh yeah, wow. Oh, did they? Wow, they must have really given up, given it up, man. That's pretty. Let me see if I can figure it out on OpenSea, the filters for it.
Yeah, ENS Vision. Oh no, ENS Vision. There is nothing like nothing
That's
on
crazy because I
X.
used to use ENS Vision to renew some of my names.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a very good website.
Mm-hmm.
10K Club, maybe.
Digit
Yeah, yeah.
linked 0
3-digit
to 3.
ENS.
Yeah, let's see. Weird. Yeah, they make it. You really do need ENS Vision because there's all this. They have
Okay.
it's showing subdomains too. Let me see if I can change that. That's dumb. Oh,
Mm.
here they've got it. If you go down to category, they have
Mm.
999 Club. So, wow, that's actually stronger than I thought. 2.5.
Okay. 2.5 ETH.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, here's a good example though. The one on the floor is 548.eth, and it's or the name, and the last sale was 31, basically 32F, and it's being listed for 252
Oh,
2.5.
oh, okay. Okay, so not really a market.
Yeah, like it looks like. Let me see if there's any activity too.
Someone fell for the universality.
I don't see anything. I don't see any activity here. Yeah, it. I'm not able to pull up any activity, but I remember we had that. I guess another thing that happened is we had a mini bull that for just like a couple collections we had Mooncats pumped to like point 0.5, and
Yeah.
and I saw that some people like took that opportunity to speculate. I remember some people were buying these, you know, 999 Club ENS names. I think I saw some sales go up to like 5 or 6 or 8 ETH or something.
Wow.
People thought it was going to come back.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Interesting. Yeah, the Mooncat pump, that was very interesting. I managed to buy to sell two,
Uh-huh.
and I bought a crypto cat with it,
Yeah, that's a good trade.
right?
Hmm.
Yes, and I mean they went to like $2,000 a piece, and now they are back down at 450 or something,
Which
right? So
is,
it was, it,
and I thought at the time that that looked it to me it seemed like a pretty clear case of a of some sort of coordinated,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
pop,
yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate, right?
yeah,
Which is
because
unfortunate,
Mooncats does deserve to, does deserve a higher price, but
of course.
it appeared it was really clear we had like a bunch of a non-wallet sweep before all of a sudden some of these guys just started shilling it nonstop hard, and
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah,
all
yeah,
manufactured. So
yeah, yeah. Justin,
yeah. Hmm.
Justin T, we are coming for you.
Well, I have to say, it's been one of the things I've enjoyed is the the community we have at Relics, and being able to like you said, I think we have you have to have a certain level of understanding and vision to hang around and endure this bear market. I thought we would call this like either the bear cast or the cope cast for this episode.
Yeah, I was wondering what you're gonna name it, because I was like, well, maybe Death of NFT
Oh yeah.
version,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Or Max Cope version,
Yeah. That would be a
right?
good. I think we'll have to do that. That's so good.
This is like delusional Max Cope conspiracy version, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
No, it's been fun, hanging out with the guys in Relics, and I'm looking forward to. I know we kind of went a little bit dark there in terms of the economic stuff, but I'm
yeah,
still looking forward to the future, for Relics and seeing how this goes. I mean, there's still a lot of cool stuff coming up. And again, it'll be interesting to see exactly how these strategy tokens play out longer term, because short term they've I don't know, they've kind of fizzled out, it looks like. So, but I definitely could see these, once the flywheel gets going, they could really be explosive, and I could see the
yeah,
people that are investing in them could use that to buy NFTs. That could be like a catalyst, essentially.
yeah. The thing about what I found interesting about Naka
Hmm.
strategy is that there was some mutant ape, right,
Hmm.
who had like a comment and said, why are you doing strategies for this unimportant NFT that nobody cares about, right? Ah, yeah, yeah, I have it. It's
Yeah.
like so it's his name is Simon at Degen 589, and he has like a mutant ape, right?
Yeah.
You mean a strategy aimed at a single NFT no one's ever heard of or cares about isn't the biggest thing in crypto? Weird. Try again with something people care about. Mutant strategy is just sitting there.
I had to dunk on him too, because like it's so dumb, because I it made me think and look it up. So right, when I checked at that moment, I think, um believe it or not, the market cap for Nakamoto's was within spitting range of the entire market cap. I think Mutant Apes, or isn't that like a 20,000 collection? um
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
like they're relatively close, and once the Naka starts pumping, it's gonna like it's gonna blow it out by market cap. And again, in 5 or 10 years, or even if you're smart right now, like, which would you rather have, like 100 mutant apes, or would you rather have the Nakamoto? I mean, come on.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. Like
Again,
mutants.
I keep thinking of Rob Ness's
Yeah,
tweet.
the
They're the Ed
Ed
Hardy of
Hardy.
NFTs.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, you can't. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's just like the contrast, right?
Mhm.
The contrast of, let's say, people in the rare Pepe community, right?
Mhm.
Like, or even in the NFT relics um general chat, there was like a
Mhm.
very, very interesting exchange between two, let's say, polar opposites. It was
Yeah.
Cyrus,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
Skrilla,
Yeah.
right? Skrilla from Rare Pepes and Cyrus from Etheria. And it's like, and Skrilla is always like, oh, I don't care, right? And another meme, give. Oh, you say it doesn't exist? Well, the token is the art, right? No, you can't have this opinion.
I have to admit, it's a little bit of a guilty pleasure. I thought it was kind of funny watching Cyrus melt down a little bit there.
Yeah, it's, but yeah, it is what it is, right? Like
Yeah.
people have different, they have different tastes, they have different opinions, right? They have different, yeah, they value things
Yeah,
for
differently.
differently, right? For different reasons, and uh, the opinion of Cyrus is as valid, I would say, as Skrilla's, and
Yeah.
vice versa, right? If someone says, "I'm not interested in counterparty," I don't think that it's legitimate. Then he is free to think that, right?
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with people like choosing. Again, this is a free market of ideas and assets. I mean, like, I don't have a problem with people like just deciding that, hey, like, I like Ethereum only stuff just because I like Ethereum, and I think that's that's the what I want to focus. Like that's fine. I just don't want people essentially dunking on other people's choices as long as they're not scamming people, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's that simple. But I mean, there will always be people that have different opinions, and but I think that we are still on the same way. We're still we are on the same path,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And I think we have to unite instead of yeah. I think if there's nothing to do, right, and NFTs are dying, then we are just trying to take out each other, right, out of boredom. But yeah, this will also pass. Like we always have like heated discussions when there's nothing else to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what people think in the future. Ultimately, I think part of like the people that are really focused on again, that's fine if they want to focus on that, but I think the focus on technical perfection kind of misses the point because if you're going to focus on perfection, why not just start collecting at ERC 721, right?
yeah,
I don't know. It's like, well, yes, counterparty isn't perfect, but we know and understand that and choose to collect it anyway, right? It's
exactly.
like no one's misrepresenting that counterparty is the apex of technical sophistication and that like there couldn't have been things done differently. So
Yeah, and it's also important to understand that it's not that counterparty is something that was never alive,
yeah,
right? And we are trying to revive it in some way, or trying to speak um history into it,
yeah,
right? It's a fact that it was very influential. It was very cultural significant. I know this term is used very inflationary, but it is, right? I was at
it,
HNFT Fest, right? I spoke to all these people
mhm.
on numerous occasions in real life, and I saw the outcome out and the fruits of this yeah, of this very small niche. I mean, rare pepes, for example, they were on was it Russia Today?
Yeah,
Yeah,
RT with
Russia.
Kaiser.
Yeah, RT with Kaiser. They had like the first digital art auction was also rare pepe heavy, right? With Theo Goodman um, as the what is it? The auctioneer? Is it auctioneer?
Yeah, Theo Goodman's done auctions. So has Rare Pepe Trader. He used to run WTH auctions too,
Yeah,
like all the
yeah.
time.
And I mean the Homa Pepe sale,
Yeah,
40,000, I think.
and it's not just history. It like Counterparty never, and we owe a lot to the people that maintained it, like both at the beginning when Adam and company founded it, and J Dog and John Villar for
Yeah,
keeping it
yeah,
running, like maintaining it again, like maintaining a block explorer and keeping the protocol up and going. I mean, if it would be a lot different if Counterparty like actually did shut down for a period of years and trying to
yeah.
it would be completely different, but like it's never stopped and it
No,
still holds what I consider one of the best modern NFT collections, which is fake rares. I don't even really pay attention to other modern collections really,
yeah,
but I do participate in fake rares and I collect every now and then when I can because I think it's an amazing collection. You have such um, a diverse array of artists from independent people like me to like actual real artists and anyone can contribute. It's just like rare pepes except there's a different burn token. So
yeah.
I mean I think history is going to look back and the same way with fake rares as it does on rare pepes today.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, the thing about like you have this continuation,
Hmm.
right? Special Genesis also never abandoned
Yeah.
the vision, right? Shaban never said, "Oh, I'm gonna stop. This is nonsense. I'm not believing in it anymore." Right? It has been 10 years, and Rare Pepes and Spells of Genesis and all the other projects on Counterparty and on Ethereum, except for Punks and Ether Rocks, right? Except them were never appreciated,
Yeah.
right? And they only had a very, very small glimpse of what they actually deserve in the 2021 bull run. And I am certain, because if they if they if they have been here for all these years, they will continue to do so, right?
Hmm.
I doubt that the Rare Pepe community is just going to vanish, right? It's an organic movement that has been here for 9 years, right? Next year it's going to be 10 years,
Yeah.
and it's going to be such a force. You cannot deny it anymore. I mean, you can. It's the all the other PFP guys. They're all going to vanish, and only the hardcore believers, as always, are going to stay, and they're going to build the fundament, right, for the next for the next decades, right? It's just the way it is.
Yeah, the people that have hung around Rare Pepes are, we still have some of the original artists and collectors and traders, and there's people like myself that came later that are, I'm super hardcore about Rare Pepes, obviously, and
Yeah,
like with Spells of Genesis too, like they're still releasing new cards for the game, and you can still play the game on your mobile phone. I've been playing it for the last year, trying to like max it out.
yeah,
It's like you said, the fact that Shaban had the vision and never gave up on it, and you know, uh, I still like using Counterparty again. I've minted a few assets and gotten into some of the directories. Like Counterparty is a great way to you know play around, and it like it's fairly fairly easy to do. It doesn't cost a lot of money to mint a token. And I don't know. It's like Counterparty is a really great kind of indie scene, away from all the noise of the most of the grifters, like in the pranksies and all
yeah,
the the mecha verses and
yeah. And the what is it called, the Frank D
what more
gods,
and
right?
what more fitting place for some of the most significant collections and earliest collections than on Bitcoin itself, right? You know,
Yeah. Some people will vehemently disagree with you right now. No, it's not on Bitcoin.
they're spreadsheet assets.
They're Google spreadsheet assets. How did? Yeah, where's my free Nakamoto card?
Yeah, yeah,
I want to
man.
sell it right now, right? Like, just give me one for free. I mean, if it's a Google spreadsheet asset, no problem, right?
Yeah, crank out an extra one for me too while you're at it.
Yeah, no front to the ETH maxis
Yeah,
in our Discord. Yeah.
but hook a brother up, man. We're still waiting. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you're looking forward to in the coming year? I mean, we're like as we're recording this, we're in the middle of November, um, of 2025. So we're looking forward to 2026 next year.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still have to go to Madagascar, which has been impossible for me to do because, one, private stuff, and second, there was a riot, like the not a riot, it was economic tensions, not economic, was it political tensions? Yes, and it was not very safe to go there, but I will definitely do it.
Mhm.
That's out of the question. It's just I want to do it in a time where like I'm not burdened, and where it's safe to go as well.
Yeah,
So
let me know before you go if I'm able to. I might try and do it too. I know I'll
Yeah,
be tied up with a lot of IRL stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. It
but
was a very, it was a unpredictable year.
yeah,
Like I had no idea that I would be in this situation right now, right? Like it's not a bad situation, but it's just a different, right?
yeah,
It's different from what I expected because the markets didn't move the way that I anticipated. But it's not a problem, right? It's not a matter of financial issue, but yeah, it's just personal stuff. But I will definitely go there. I'm a man of my word. I will go to Madagascar and find the AA. It's out of the question.
yeah. It'll be fun to to see that come to fruition. And
Yeah,
I do think it's quite the fitting mascot for relics, or the
hundred
official.
percent,
Yeah,
100%, 100%, because it's rare and it is in the shadows. It's nocturnal. It's on a desolated island, right? Uh, where nobody really knows what's going on, right? It's so unique and yeah, it's very interesting, very interesting and rare animal, and I think most people don't even know about it. I
yeah.
didn't.
Didn't Godish didn't he donate to one of the charities with some of the fees generated from
I think it was llama.
Llama?
Space
Okay, I
llama, yeah.
get mixed
Space
up in my
llama.
head. Okay.
Space llama. He donated like a giga chat,
Hmm.
and yeah, I will definitely, like. There is no no. I don't have anything particular to talk about anymore. Like there's yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's been fun catching up. I'm kind of looking forward to you know, I'm looking forward to you know, I'm still positive about the future of all this stuff. I don't know. I think it'll be fun. Do we just I just have a heightened, I don't know, we just have to take more care about our personal finances going forward.
yeah.
So
All or nothing. All
yeah,
or
well,
nothing.
yeah, if you don't have anything else, we can call it there. I certainly appreciate you joining today. It's been a lot of fun chatting.
Yeah, as always, Zero G. It always has been a pleasure.